The best CRM for contractors is YouTube, believe it or not. Most people think of YouTube as some global engine that serves interesting content. But if you are a plumber, HVAC, electrician, roofer, home service business, today I'm going to show you why YouTube, because of how smart it is actually the best lead gen of all the different channels that you can use. I'm Dennis Yu, the marketing mechanic, and every Thursday we have a new episode covering the mechanics of how marketing actually works. Now, let's start talking about YouTube. You start a channel, and initially it has nothing. And when I first started one of my channels 13 weeks ago, posting a video every week, that first video got almost nothing, maybe like 5 views. And that's usually what happens. You post something, it gets 10 views, maybe it gets 15 or 20 views, and then people say, it didn't work. But here's what's going on. If you didn't post the right video, and I'm going to show you what that technique is, and if you didn't boost it, then there's no way for YouTube's algorithm to have enough traffic to understand who you are. Now here's what you do. In the beginning of that video, you're going to say, hi, I'm South Sciorda, and today we're going to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to work on this drain clog, or we're going to fix this water heater, or we're going to do this particular thing. We're going to do it in this city. We're going to go to Mrs. Smith's house. And then in the first 5 seconds, you made it very clear, this is what I'm doing. I'm Jeremy Newman, and we're in New Orleans today, and we are fixing the roof here, right? Where it's very clear you are doing the thing that you do as a local contractor in your city. You say the city name a couple times. You say the particular thing that you want to rank on, like HVAC, water heater. You say that thing. Literally in the very beginning, before you introduce yourself, before you say this is my favorite part of town, before the fun little intro, before you have this whole headline that goes across. You know, a lot of people start with this beautiful bumper logo thing. That's just wasting time. You need to open in the very beginning saying, today we're in Dallas, Texas, and we are cutting down a tree in Plano using the scissor lift, right? It's very clear who it is and who it's for. You do that in the very beginning. And then we like to have videos that are a little bit longer, like this one, but it seems like the sweet spot is 7 to 12 minutes, kind of like a TED Talk. That's why TED Talks are of that length, because when you can get people to stay and watch most of your video, that sends a really strong signal. So what happens is if people stay for a few seconds, that's called a view. If they stay for 30 plus seconds, that's called an engaged view. And if they stay for 8 minutes, then that's called, I forgot the exact term for it, but you want to get to 35%. So here's what happens. Within the first 30 seconds, you want to get to 80%. Within 8 minutes, you want to get to 35%. Now, if you don't know where to go to see that in your stats, go to the YouTube studio and then go to content and then scroll down to the bottom, and it'll show you all the different pieces of content, what the average watch time and completions are. And it gives you a range. So the longer the video is, then the less completion time you have, but then the longer the average watch time is. So you want to get to 30, the sweet spot is 35% on 8 minutes. And how do I know? I learned that from Tom Breeze, who runs the YouTube ads for Mr. Beast, Alex Hormozy, and some of these other folks. He and I both share the $1 a day concept on Facebook and YouTube and whatnot. So if you make a video every week, choose the same time. So mine is Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern. So if I know that every Thursday we're going to post a video, and I'm going to have that hook introducing what we're doing, and then the body showing how we're actually doing it. Every Thursday at the same time, I'm scheduling out that particular video. You start to have a heartbeat. You set the expectation where YouTube's AI is able to learn that this is what the video is about. The other thing too is that if your release time, new episode every Thursday, let's say that's what it is, you want to actually upload it at least 48 hours before that time period. So if my episode hits every Thursday, then I want to actually upload it here on Tuesday. Now, why is that? Why do I want to leave it unlisted or private? Because the algorithm needs a chance to watch the video and learn what it's about. If you literally just upload it and it goes live right away, the algorithm doesn't have a chance to learn, so whoever comes in and watches that video is not going to be the audience that you necessarily want. Now, if you've built enough history that it's learned who likes to watch your channel, then I guess you could sort of get away with it. But if you look at the top YouTubers, that's why you see them premiere a video, because in the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes, that's when it's running the transcription. Because you notice if you upload a video, you don't see the transcript show up right away in the description. But if you give it 48 hours, the algorithm learns. And you know this is true because when you go to YouTube, it's showing you recommendations on what you have watched. Not just what you've looked at, but the more you've watched something, that sends a strong signal, just like TikTok, Instagram, same concept. So when you were very clear in the beginning of the video, this is what this is about. Today, we are doing some lawn care and maintenance for Mrs. Smith in Nashville, right? And here we are, our crews are doing this kind of stuff. Then people who actually stay and watch, because they saw that's in the beginning, why would Mrs. Smith not, I mean, if it's Nashville and I'm in Nashville and I notice this, like, oh, I know where that is, or I know that part of town, or, you know, that I recognize that part of the mall, or, you know, wherever they're driving, I recognize that freeway. Then YouTube knows that, so YouTube is going to try to show it to other people that are just like that. Now, if you rely upon a new channel and you rely upon pure organic traffic, it's just going to keep bumbling along 10 views, 20 views, 30 views, and it doesn't go anywhere. And that's where most local service businesses are. In order for YouTube to learn who you are, you've got to put a little bit of money on it. And this is what we call $1 a day. So you might put $1 a day for 10 days. So you're spending $10 on each of these. And so that gives Google a little bit more room to learn. So if you do it right, you should get views at maybe 2 cents. If you start doing it really well, you should get a view, which is people staying 30 seconds or more, for a penny. Now, I've gotten it to where even videos like this, the average watch time is 8 minutes. So I'm paying a penny to be able to show this stuff on YouTube. And then if the average watch time is 7 to 8 minutes, that means people are interested. That means 30, 40% of people are staying to that 8-minute point, right? If it's interesting enough. Oh, my stuff's not interesting. Why would anyone care about kitchen remodeling or roofing? Or I guarantee you they care. If a homeowner is investing money and they want to understand what's going on, they're going to do a lot of shopping even before they're ready to actually buy. This is when they do that research. You do this too, so you know this is true. If you have this kind of content that's actually educational, not just selling, not talking about warranties and discounts and rebates and stuff like that, but actually showing the job, showing the before and the after. That's why people like watching reality TV shows, right? So when you put the money on it, let's say you put $10 on it, that gives it maybe 500, 1,000 more views for Google to learn. And I'm not saying it just to say like, oh, you got to pay to have the system work for you. No, you're really paying for experimentation, for testing. Now, some people, if you're already up at 10,000, 20,000 subscribers, and you'll hear some of the bigger YouTubers who are actually content creators, they'll say, oh, you shouldn't boost posts because when you do, it kills your organic reach. That's not true at all. It actually works the other way around. But if you are concerned about cannibalizing organic reach, do this. Let that video run for a week, and then that'll give you the majority of whatever initial organic bump you would get. Then you can boost it. If you're really worried about, losing an additional 10 or 20 views, but if your channel's under 1,000 subscribers, I'd say just go ahead and boost it right away once it posted. I mean, you could wait, but whatever, $10 for 10 days to be able to learn. Now, when you do go on the boost, it'll give you the option and it'll say, do you want to boost for views or subscribers or for website clicks? And a lot of people want to go straight for website clicks because then you can send them to your website and retarget them and get a quote and all that. But I say if you're under 10,000 subscribers, go for video views, because if they find your content is valuable, they're actually going to subscribe. And so what you're trying to do is get valuable subscribers. And it's not even like you're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. You're trying to drive more leads for your home service business. And the way to do that is you show your face over and over again. Allow YouTube to show you to other people where it's learning who you are, it's learning who they are, it's learning who your customers are, it's learning what parts of Nashville you serve. Let's say you're in Nashville and you're a plumber, right? YouTube is the ultimate CRM that happens to have a video player for contractors. Okay, so spend $10, it's learning $10, and you're gonna find that, and you'll never know this in advance. Like you'll think, oh yeah, this video number one, this was amazing. This one wasn't quite as good, or you'll think that, but the data is actually going to tell you otherwise. So when you come in and you look at the stats, even if you're spending $10, it's going to tell you, well, this one, the average watch time is 10 minutes on a 20-minute video. This one's going to be, the average watch time is 4 minutes on a 6-minute video or whatnot. And from that data, you're going to understand what is it that you're going to need to do to be able to figure out what the winner is. Even if you think one video is better than another, you're usually wrong. I'm usually wrong. I've been doing this a long time. I've spent $1 billion on Google and Facebook ads, and even I don't know, right? So when you find one that's winning, what do? You extend it. So maybe you put $50. And I tend to be kind of cheap, so $50 over 50 days, right now. And now it's living longer and longer. And then maybe you have another one that's working pretty well. And, you put $100 on it. Maybe, things are different in the winter. Maybe there's seasonality. Maybe you have certain kinds of specials. But we love telling stories because they become evergreen. And here's what happens. Once people start to watch some of these videos and the system overall is learning what's going on with your channel, you've started to build some data and ecosystem around the channel. Now, you can go to ChatGPT Atlas or agent mode inside Chrome on Windows if you want, and you can literally speak to the AI. Hey, I've got these videos that are performing pretty well. You know that I'm a plumber in Dallas, and I'm trying to make the phone ring more for, water heaters and drain repair and whatever it might be, gas leak. And what I want to do is take people who have high intent to be able to hire me as a Dallas plumber and remarket them to other videos where I explain who I am, where I say, call me, we'll come out right away. If you have an emergency plumbing issue, we answer the phone, we're very prompt, right away, right? That kind of thing. And here's what you do. You make another video. And this video you put as unlisted because it's not a regular video. I mean, you could make it public if you want. You could also make it as a short, like a 60-second video. YouTube now has made shorts that can be up to 3 minutes, but I still like the idea of 60 seconds. Maybe that's, it's been like that for 4 or 5 years. And so what happens is you can say, if you don't know how to do this inside Google Ads to build YouTube remarketing audiences, because a lot of people are confused where you have to click to do that, you can just tell ChatGPT, hey, anyone who's watched any one of my videos for at least 2 minutes, I want to remarket back into this other video here. Hey, I'm Bob the plumber in Plano, Texas, and if you need an emergency plumber, I'm your man. 24/7, I stand behind this. Our crews are out here. We've been doing this for a long time. We're a family-run business. We take care of our customers. You can see on Google, we have 478 reviews, 5 stars, blah, 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 right? That's what you want to have. And so this converts better, this conversion ad, short little ad saying, call us now, here's the phone number. The reason why that converts better is not because it's a better produced ad, it's just a vertical cell phone ad, because that's what a short is, but it's because several things. A, is you've built trust with that user across multiple videos where they feel like they've been riding along with you and your crew. Seeing you guys deal with customers, fix water heaters, fix cloggy toilets, right? Fix drains, all these kinds of things. They've seen you do this over the last few months. And then at their time of need, Google knows that. Google knows who's looking for an emergency plumber. Google knows when someone's roof is broken or when someone needs to hire a contractor for something. And then they show that ad at the time of need. But if you didn't train Google that you are doing stuff, hey, today we're in Flower Mound, today we're in Plano, today we're in this other suburb, Garland, it's a suburb of Dallas, right? Whatever it might be. Google hasn't learned, the user hasn't learned, you haven't built up the trust, your remarketing audience isn't big enough, and therefore, when this person is now searching on Google, plumber near me, emergency plumber near me, drain repair, Garland, Texas, now you're ready, right? That's the beauty of it. And when people are searching for home services, especially because private equity has jacked up the price of PPC and all that, it becomes more competitive, people are shopping more because they know the price is high, then you already have a leg up because when they do that search and they see there's 10 plumbers that are there, they're going to remember you, Bob the plumber, because they've seen your other stuff around town. They remember seeing your vans around town. They've seen your stuff because you've taken these same videos and you've pushed them to Instagram. You pushed them to your Google business profile. You've literally copied them over to Facebook, right? And you're everywhere, which is called omnipresent. That's the beauty. But you have to have these videos where you introduce yourself very quickly and say who you are, what you're doing, city name, service that you're doing, first few seconds. You have to do it every week repeatedly, say Thursday. You can schedule them out. I'm about to go on a trip for almost 3 weeks, and I'm pre-scheduling out videos like this, right? And so it comes on a consistent heartbeat on this basis. In between these videos, you can put different kinds of shorts. Maybe you could have 2 or 3 shorts along the way. Some can be listed or unlisted, or they can be public, depending if you want people to see that or not. And then you have this beautiful ecosystem that's able to build upon itself. In the last 13 weeks, just on my own channel, to demonstrate that we practice what we preach, I drove 500,000 views. And it's not that we're going for the vanity of lots of views. This is driving leads. This is driving quality conversations, because you're probably watching this as one of many videos that you've seen from me. And this might even be, I might even have paid a penny for you to see this video. And we're not even selling anything, right? We're educating. We're showing this is how the YouTube algorithm works for contractors. And you would do the same thing. This is what we're doing, fixing Mrs. Smith's water heater, right? Here we are up on the roof. This roof is more than 10 years old, therefore there's a warranty that we can use, or you're explaining what's going on just like you would. You don't need fancy lighting, you don't need a nice camera. This is a cheap whiteboard. I'm filming this on my iPhone. You don't need a professional videographer. You just got to capture these moments. And that's how YouTube is a fantastic CRM for you as a contractor. Imagine that. If you can chain these particular components together, longer form videos, 8 to 20 minutes on a weekly schedule, short little 1-minute clips along the way, you introducing what you do in the city that you do it, naming it multiple times, ride-alongs, none of the bumper stuff, which is what ruins it, because then you're not saying what you're showing a beautiful logo in the first 5 seconds. None of that, right? Just cut right to it, making sure you're running ads to boost it so there's enough data, the system's learning, you're building momentum. Once you have that, then you're going to find that SEO starts to really kick in. Why? Because you're using a Trojan horse strategy to rank in Google. Now we know when you do a search on Google, it's going to show you a mix of results, especially now with the AI answers. It'll show you some news, it'll show you pictures, it'll show you videos, it'll show you the maps, it'll show you regular search results and blogs and knowledge panels and all these different sorts of things, which are called featured snippets. And so the easiest way to get into the search results for Dallas plumber, right? Or, Portland drain clean, gutter repair, whatever it might be, right? Is in a video, because there's not many videos that are being made on gutter repair, Idaho Falls, Idaho. There's just not, right? Because most people are just generating all these web pages, location service pages, but they're not generating videos of actually fixing gutters in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And you have that. So once you get into the search results under video, then you can start to get in under all the other categories. Your blogs can rank. You can start to get in on the map pack results, which is probably the most valuable for local service businesses like you. Because you're getting in under video initially, which is lower traffic than the maps, but then that allows you to come over and show in the maps as well, because you are trusting. It's like going on a date and the name, the first kiss, eventually get married. That's kind of how it is with Google. You're building enough trust that Google understands who you are. And we think YouTube is the best CRM, is the best way to be able to show Google, because YouTube is part of Google, that you are trustworthy. And when you do that, now these videos are kicking butt. Now you're spending money with Google, which they like. Now our interests are in alignment. And in our previous episode, I think episode 13 or episode 12 of the Marketing Mechanic, last week or the week before this one, we also show how you can take these videos and you can embed them inside a blog post. So now the blog post can rank as part of regular search results. And when people come to the blog post, it has the YouTube video embedded right here. Isn't that awesome? And then all of these videos now are being repurposed. How cool is that? And then you take these blog posts and you share them to Facebook and Instagram and wherever, Twitter and TikTok. And now that video that you made, it could have been just off your cell phone. It could have been a podcast that you were on, even from years ago. We can repurpose that, cut clips out of it and stick it on your channel. Maybe it was on someone else's channel and it got 3 views. You can totally grab that, clip it, repurpose it, run ads against it, and now you've got more and more signal. So maybe you were at a workshop and you were showing a whole bunch of plumbers, here's how you clean a drain. Well, that's great proof showing that you do the thing that you say that you do. Repurpose the heck out of it, right? You don't have to make a ton more new content. Some people do. I want to because I want to show skinny dentists instead of fat dentists from 3 years ago. But do you see how YouTube, just like Facebook, just like any other system that's driven by a newsfeed, TikTok or LinkedIn or whatever the latest thing is, it is a pay-to-play system where the algorithm is showing you based on who's engaging the most. And when you send that clear signal of you out and about doing the stuff, pictures, videos, thanking customers, that's what you were doing anyway. It has nothing to do with technology. So I hope you found this valuable. We've seen a lot of our contractor friends that they're getting help from our AI apprentices who run agencies that serve just roofers, serve just plumbers, serve just HVAC contractors, serve just concrete coating companies. And this works super well. For example, look at Marco Cipolla of HVAC Quote. Marco's got a concrete coating company, concrete coating launch. Keegan Carthy does roofing. Luke Krausen does HVAC. Anyway, there's a lot of these different categories, and see what's working, right? So if you want to succeed with your agency, arm them with this kind of content so they can process this. If some of this stuff is like a little bit technical about how YouTube works, all you need to know is, do you have proof on your phone or whatnot showing your guys going about doing what they're doing? If so, the rest of this can be done by an awesome young adult following the process. We have a guidebook, SOP, on how to do all of this. And those young adults can use these AI agents that we built. They can tell ChatGPT in agent mode how to set up remarketing, how to manage the campaigns, how to figure out which of these videos are winning, how to optimize to the cost per call, how to correlate video performance against SEO results, how to look at your CRM data and what's actually going on in terms of the revenue in QuickBooks, like maybe in Service Titan, all the way back to the sources of traffic. But if you don't have this initial content, no amount of AI is going to help you win. I hope you found this helpful. If you like this, then give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Share it. Give me some feedback. That way I can do more topics on the things that you care about. And every week we have another episode. I hope you check out the stuff that we have here. And if you need any help from me, go ahead and leave a comment below or reach out. I'm a real human. Even if you're seeing this 6 months later, we always go back and check comments, and we're here to see you guys win in local. I'm Dennis Yu. I'm your marketing mechanic.